Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Let's start by looking at where Will stands right now. He's growing up, stepping into adulthood, and that naturally sets the stage for him to be pulled into more mature, front-burner plots. Longtime viewers know that the soap loves to age characters quickly when the timing feels right, and Will fits the mold perfectly. He's the son of publishing tycoon Bill Spencer and Katie Logan, who comes from the influential Logan family, which means he carries both Spencer and Logan legacies in his veins. With parents as deeply tied to the drama of Los Angeles as Katie and Bill, it's inevitable that Will's own life is going to reflect that same kind of chaos. And now, it appears the chaos could be arriving in the form of unexpected pregnancies. The first piece of speculation swirling in spoiler circles is that Will could have gotten someone pregnant without realizing the seriousness of what he was stepping into. Young romances on soaps often come with big consequences, and the bold and the beautiful never misses an opportunity to shake up family trees. Imagine the surprise if Will suddenly finds himself told by a girlfriend, or even a casual hookup, that she's expecting his child. That alone would be a game changer, pushing him into the kind of storyline where he has to reckon with his choices, his family name, and his future as a Spencer. Bill would no doubt have plenty to say about it, and Katie's protective instincts would kick in immediately, creating instant tension. But here's where things get even more intriguing. Spoilers suggest that Will may not just be linked to one pregnancy, but two at the same time. That's the kind of bombshell that would truly shake the Spencer family. Two different women claiming they're carrying Will's baby could set off one of the most jaw-dropping paternity dramas the soap has delivered in years. Not only would Will be faced with the overwhelming responsibility of fatherhood, but the added confusion of potentially being a father twice over before even fully stepping into adulthood. That's the sort of twist that guarantees months of drama, emotional breakdowns, shocking confrontations, and courtroom battles if paternity tests come into play. So how could this all unfold? One possibility is that Will, eager to establish his independence from his famous parents, gets swept up in two different relationships. Maybe he dates someone from his school or social circle, while also finding himself tangled with someone connected to Forrester Creations or even the Spencer Publications world. The soap has always thrived on mixing business with personal entanglements, so it wouldn't be shocking to see Will romantically tied to someone who works at either company. If both relationships overlapped even slightly, it could create the exact situation where two women wind up pregnant and both pointing to Will as the father. Imagine the ripple effects if that happens. Katie would likely be devastated, torn between wanting to protect her son and worrying that he's repeating mistakes from the Spencer men before him. Bill, on the other hand, might secretly feel a twisted sense of pride, since his own reputation as a ladies' man is legendary. But Bill being Bill, he'd also be extremely protective, wanting to make sure his son isn't taken advantage of or manipulated. He might even go so far as to demand DNA tests immediately, stirring up fights with both potential mothers of Will's babies. That kind of pushy involvement could backfire, though, making things even worse for Will and putting him in a position where he feels like he's losing control over his own life. From a storytelling perspective, giving Will two babies on the way would open the door to endless plot twists. For one, the question of paternity would dominate the conversation. Even if both women were pregnant, it wouldn't automatically guarantee that Will is the father in both cases. This is the bold and the beautiful, after all, and secret affairs, hidden lies, and shocking reveals are always in play. Perhaps one of the women claiming to be pregnant by Will is actually hiding another lover, hoping to pin the child on a Spencer to secure her future. That would create a devastating betrayal for Will once the truth came out. On the flip side, what if both pregnancies are real and both really do belong to Will? That would tie him to two different women for life, whether he likes it or not, and force him to grow up fast. The baby drama would also stir the pot among the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers. Imagine how Brooke, Donna, and Hope would react to Katie's son suddenly becoming a father, maybe twice over. The Logan family would rally around Katie, but there could also be whispers of disappointment, especially since Katie always tried to keep Will grounded and shielded from the chaos of Bill's reckless ways. On the Forrester side, if one of the women linked to Will's pregnancies happens to be a Forrester or tied to their company, that would create a whole new layer of conflict. Ridge, Steffi, and Thomas could all weigh in, especially if the situation impacts Forrester Creations' reputation. The show thrives on family feuds, and this kind of scandal would provide endless opportunities for explosive confrontations in the boardroom and the living room alike. Then there's the matter of what Will himself would want. If he really is about to become a father to one or possibly two babies, would he embrace that role, or would he feel overwhelmed and resentful? Soap characters often rise to the occasion in surprising ways, and Will could decide to step up, determined to be a better father than some of the men in his family have been at times. But he could also spiral, feeling like his life is spinning out of control, and that could push him into making reckless choices. Either path offers juicy drama, and fans would be glued to see how Will evolves under the pressure. One especially intriguing angle would be how Wyatt and Liam react. As Will's older half-brothers, they've made their own share of mistakes with women, and they might try to guide him, or tease him mercilessly. Liam, with his long history of being caught between multiple women and juggling complicated baby storylines of his own, would probably try to give Will advice, though whether Will listens is another matter. Wyatt might bring humor to the situation, but he'd also feel protective of his younger brother, stepping in if he thought Will was being manipulated. The sibling dynamic could bring a lighter, more heartfelt layer to the otherwise heavy drama of unexpected pregnancies. We can't forget that this is a soap opera, and shocking twists are always around the corner. It's possible that one of the supposed pregnancies turns out to be false, either a deliberate lie to trap Will, or a heartbreaking miscarriage that changes the trajectory of the storyline. There could even be a dramatic reveal that one of the babies isn't Will's at all, but instead belongs to another young man in the mix. That kind of reveal would devastate Will, but it could also give him a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more cautious about who he trusts in the future. Still, the biggest emotional weight would fall on Katie. She's spent years doing everything she can to raise Will with stability, especially given how unstable her own relationship with Bill has been. The thought of her son suddenly becoming a father, let alone the father of two children at once, would rock her world. She'd no doubt feel like all her efforts to protect him had failed, and she'd struggle with how much control she should have over his decisions. That mother-son dynamic could provide some of the most powerful, heartfelt scenes the soap has delivered in a long time. Heather Tom, who plays Katie, is more than capable of delivering gut-wrenching performances, and this kind of storyline would give her plenty of material. As for Bill, his involvement could take things in several directions. He might see this as a wake-up call for himself, realizing he needs to be a better example for his son. Or he could lean into his usual pattern of dominance, trying to bulldoze his way through the situation and control the narrative. His relationship with Katie would once again be tested, as the two of them clash over how to support or scold their son. And if the two women connected to Will's potential babies cause chaos in the Spencer family, Bill's temper could explode, leading to fiery confrontations and maybe even legal battles. Another angle worth considering is how this storyline would impact Will's future as a character. Being tied to two children and two women would lock him into major storylines for years to come. He'd suddenly be a central player in the ongoing saga, just like Liam has been with Hope and Steffi. That could be the show's long-term plan, to position Will as the next generation's leading man, carrying on the tradition of Spencer drama. If that's the case, then this baby bombshell could be the beginning of a very long and very messy journey for him. Fans of the bold and the beautiful know that baby storylines are often the heartbeat of the show. From Brooke's many complicated pregnancies to Steffi and Hope's long-running baby wars, the theme of children and family has always driven the drama forward. By giving Will not just one, but two babies on the way, the writers would be setting up a storyline that honors that tradition while also pushing the show into fresh territory. It would tie together the past, present, and future, while ensuring that viewers stay hooked week after week. And let's not forget about the possibility of Sheila Carter inserting herself into the chaos. Sheila loves to exploit family scandals, and if she sees an opportunity to use Will's situation to her advantage, she absolutely would. Whether that means manipulating one of the pregnant women, taunting Katie, or trying to worm her way back into Bill's orbit, Sheila could easily make this drama even more dangerous. Her involvement would raise the stakes and ensure that the fallout from Will's potential two-baby bombshell isn't just emotional, but also sinister. At the end of the day, The possibility of Will Spencer having 2 babies on the way is exactly the kind of twist that The Bold and the Beautiful thrives on. It's dramatic, it's messy, and it has the potential to affect nearly every character on the canvas. For Will, it would mean a crash course in adulthood, responsibility, and heartbreak. For Katie and Bill, it would mean revisiting their own mistakes through their son's eyes. For the Logans, Forresters, and Spencers, it would mean yet another explosive scandal to navigate. And for viewers, it would mean edge-of-your-seat drama that keeps you coming back day after day, wondering what's going to happen next. Whether the storyline unfolds with 2 real pregnancies, one fake and one real, or some other shocking twist, one thing is certain. Will Spencer's life is about to change forever. And as always with The Bold and the Beautiful, the truth will eventually come out, but not before plenty of lies, betrayals, and shocking revelations keep us all hooked. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.